Alright guys, in today's video, we are going to go through and explain the difference between these Olympic lifting shoes, explain the differences, show the differences, but also tell you which is the top recommended shoe for my clients. Hey guys, my name is Tom Petkovich, the owner of Tappin' Fitness and Nutrition. I'm the full-time fitness and nutrition coach here. My passion is to build positive mindsets into my clients, and we do that here by building tenaciously hungry people every day. First thing we're going to start off with today is explaining what my first Olympic lifting shoe was, why I liked it, why I didn't like it, and then we're going to kind of go from there. Okay, so my first Olympic lifting shoe, I think this is the first generation of the Reebok's Olympic lifters. I'm not exactly sure which one it is as far as overall, but as you see, pretty worn and tattered. They're pretty beat up and overall. So with this one, as far as heel lift that it has is a 3/4 inch, and you'll see that pretty standard through most Olympic lifting shoes. There are a few versions like this guy here. I believe these are a 1/2 inch as far as overall. So with that, these personally, I don't recommend for my clients as much because I feel a 3/4 inch is about like kind of the happy place for most Olympic lifting shoes. And the reason why we want a heel lift is to provide a little bit more of a tall, more neutral spine through the squat pattern of overhead squatting, front squatting, back squatting. And the biggest reason of why we want that is that the taller that we can create a spine in a lift and through a squat, the more safe the lower back's gonna be, the more safe the overall movement's gonna be, all right? So that's why right away we want a heel lift. The other thing with these shoes, and I'll take my new lifters for example, you'll see that the new lifters that I have are a wooden platform, okay? These are Reese Sports, and with these Reese Sport shoes, you'll notice that the heel lift might actually be a little bit more than 3/4 with it, and I actually do notice a little bit more of a heel lift I feel with these than my original Reeboks. But the difference between these and my originals, that these are full leather, and even on the inside you'll see that they're full leather as well. And as you look at these shoes, they look a lot more like a bowling shoe. They're something that isn't as like cool or fun. A lot of people when they first look at these are like, oh, cool bowling shoes, and it's like, yeah dude, I lift, what do you do? Okay, so with that being said, I don't really care about the design of it. A lot of people do care about design, and that's where these no bowls would probably be a lot of people's top choice with shoe. I do super like the design with it because they almost have kind of the vintage feel along with a lot of the new feels. Okay, with that you'll notice in the no bowl that the inside of it is literally the only shoe with leather as far as heel or sole within the shoe, which was something I had no idea. I don't know if it's in any reviews or anything like that, but I'm glad that I had all these different shoes from people to basically look at and kind of analyze before we did this video. So as I go through the different ones, my pair that I just showed you, these Reese Sports, are actually a very inexpensive shoe. These typically run about $100. The problem is that these are actually made in Ecuador by some little Ecuadorian man, and he literally carves these shoes out. Okay, so these are like handmade, and like you don't even get to choose the colors. They could like basically give you what color like they have. And so like I love these shoes because they're super vintage and someone actually handmade the shoe. Whereas most of these other shoes come from basically just different companies. These are an Adidas pair and just have only one strap. And you'll notice the difference between this Adidas pair and one strap and like for example these CrossFits with 2 straps. Now why would I want 1 strap over 2 straps? A lot of lifters say that you will get more stability in the shoe. Your foot won't slide forward as much if you have 2 straps. I've never had any other shoe other than a 1 strap. I really don't have any issue with that with my new lifters, mainly because it's a leather inside of my shoe. I feel like my shoe sticks, or my foot sticks in this shoe better because I have something that is sticking with the leather and my overall foot. All of these other shoes, every single other one that I looked at that isn't from Reese Sports or an actual Olympic lifting company, has the inside of the foot with padding, and then they also have something like in the heel that's a little more cushiony. Okay, this one's very cushiony, and it actually has more of a bend in the toe. So if you're looking for a shoe that's more versatile, that is going to be something like, hey, I can possibly run in it, I can possibly do double unders in it and do more of a like CrossFit style workout, you're going to want to go with an actual CrossFit Olympic lifter, something like this guy here, or possibly going with, you know, like an Adidas or something that basically has a more like pliable forefoot, and that's something that has more of a plastic forefoot and a hard plastic sole as far as overall. But again, these are the ones actually with the 1/2 inch. That's a little bit lower as far as overall height. So those were the Reeboks. I'm going to go to just a few kind of mid-range shoes as far as pricing goes. So with that, these right here are some of our mid-range. These are basically a Nike Romeleo 3. And with that Nike Romeleo 3, you'll notice a little bit different heel than what I've shown you with a few of the other shoes. You'll notice that it kind of drives out a little bit, and then it also kind of cups the heel as far as overall. What that does is it provides a little bit more stability in the heel and something a little bit more kind of cupping around the heel, and then it also provides stability in a lateral movement as well. Okay, so it's going to stop you a little bit more from side to side, and it's like, because your foot is so tight in there, it's going to stop your foot from sliding forward. Okay, because the goal on any lift is to maintain your weight in the heel and not to be lifting in the ball of your foot. Okay, so with that, we want to make sure that you're in like keeping heels down even though they are lifted. I believe these are still 3/4 inch lifts with this one, and then this is actually another version of that same shoe as far as overall. And then next I'm going to go into basically like what my top pick is for my clients, mainly because it's really cost effective. It's a pretty inexpensive shoe, but it's like a super, like, it's been around forever, but it's also a really good overall shoe just for the normal everyday lifter and also people that are, you know, a little bit more into it. So right here are actually the Pendlay Do-win shoe, and with that, the Pendlay Do-wins I think are actually a little bit more expensive than the Rogue Do-win. I'm gonna be real frank, I don't know a ton of differences between the two. I actually like the Rogue Do-win a little bit better. Same exact logo on the side, Do-win shoe, but the Rogue Do-wins tend to be black with like the red instead of white with the red. Okay, I think they're pretty much the same shoe because they look identical to this shoe overall, but I don't know if there's really a ton of difference between those two. Difference between two that I know is that Rogue is a separate company than Pendlay. Pendlay's been around a long time and is a really well known within the Olympic lifting community, whereas Rogue is a little bit more well known in the CrossFit community, and just as far as overall gym apparel and other barbells and whatever else. Okay, so lastly, I'm going to go through basically like the bottom range price, which is actually the shoe that I just shared. That one's probably the cheapest or most inexpensive. I don't like the word cheap. So most inexpensive, and it's actually a really well built shoe. And I actually just noticed that it does actually have some leather kind of around there as well. And it does have those two straps. The most expensive shoe, which I think I get the most questions on, mainly because they look sweet like I showed you before. Like the leather, the heel lift, the wood on these, just, I mean, it just is a sweet looking shoe. As far as overall with it, I don't know if I'd really recommend it for people because I think this is like a $400 shoe in comparison to the Rogue Do-win, I believe is like 70 to 80 bucks. Okay, so the only reason I would recommend this for a person, if a person really wants to look good in their Olympic lifting shoes. Okay, so if that's you, you want to look really good, this is probably the shoe for you because everybody wants these shoes. Okay, if not, there's a lot of mid-range shoes in here as far as the Reeboks, And as far as overall with some of these different shoes, these two are actually the same shoe, just a different style. And then, like I said, the two strap, the heel lift, the kind of cushiony forefoot, and then also a little stronger foot. I actually prefer for my Olympic lifts to have a little harder toe, and also this kind of more flat soled, because it tends to stick to the floor a little bit better, especially if you're lifting on hardwood, which most Olympic lifters should be lifting on hardwood. And these are significantly louder when I catch into my heels than in my plastic heels that I had in the past, which is just cool, sounds awesome, but it also helps me to know that I'm catching in the right position when I'm doing my jerks, when I'm doing my cleans, and I'm doing really any lifts from there, all right? So as far as overall, just to kind of recap, my biggest top shoe recommendation for my clients is the Pendlay or the Rogue Do-win. That one's the biggest one that I would recommend. And then there's a ton of variation. I think most Reeboks typically run from like $100 to $200. I want to say that these Nikes typically run like $200 to $300, but a lot of Reeboks and Nikes you can get on sale. I think we had to like really search and find a deal on these to get these for I think $100. Whereas those Reese Sports that I have now were $100 and they're always $100. Okay, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, what I want from you guys today is to just go in the comments below and just comment what your favorite lifter is, what your experience is as far as overall, and then also just tell me kind of as far as overall what you think as far as people should try, what types of shoes you would recommend, and then also make sure to hit the subscribe button and make sure to subscribe to any future videos. Just getting this YouTube channel started, so any help on that end would be great. Help me with getting some subscriptions, liking down below, and helping me with anything in the future. I will also put in the comments below a link from my affiliate. I actually have an affiliate link set up with Rogue that'll basically link to this. And if you guys do purchase any shoes in the future, please go down below, click on that link. That'll help me as far as overall with my business and also to help you guys in the future build any future videos. All right, guys, thanks for being with me today. This is Tom with Tap Into Fitness Nutrition.